It all started when I provided a woman's toilet in a factory with 1,000 people. Yes, a woman's toilet, something very simple, but deeply symbolic. And probably I'm not the first one who needs a toilet as an engineer in the industry. Women also have basic human needs, right? According to the World Economic Forum, 28% of women are working in the science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics fields, and I am one of them. Despite these less numbers, 65% of female engineers decide to leave their profession within first 15 years because they are not belonging themselves in the environment they are in. And I know this feeling. So, how do we change those numbers? What are the messages we need to tell ourselves, and what are the messages we need to tell our daughters? When I graduated with double major in electronics and mechanical engineering, I thought I would design complex machines. With this motivation, I started my profession as a design engineer in one company. But one day, during a visit to one of our suppliers, I faced the reality beyond these facts. There was no any woman's toilet. During a break, I needed to go to toilet. I looked around, but I couldn't find it. Then I asked the person who organized the meeting where it was. He paused, maybe a little bit long, and then he told me that there was no any woman's toilet here. Well, okay. Maybe women in the factory didn't need to use a toilet. Otherwise, why there is no any woman's toilet in a factory with 1,000 people? But I didn't step back. Instead, I repeated my question with a strong determination. The unspoken message here was, I will come here again and again until this gets sorted. After a while, company converted one of men's toilet to the woman's one, and actually, they've only changed the nameplate. Solution was that simple, yet powerful. Persistence is key here, even when faced the resistance as a woman in male-dominated technical areas. Don't back down and make your voice heard. After my first experience, I started at Bosch as the first female software developer in Bosch Manufacturing Solutions Turkey. Bosch is a company that I really wanted to work for and is proud to be a part of. For this reason, I prepared myself a lot for the interview to get the job. The only thing I remember from my interview was my manager saying, if I ask you to go to China tomorrow, would you go? Because this responsibility requires high flexibility. Of course, I said yes, because no one actually asked me to go to China tomorrow. Or I thought so. But guess what? Instead of China, he asked me to go to South Korea, which is only 8,000 kilometers far away from here. Sometimes after my interview, one morning my manager came to me and he told me that a software developer who was responsible for South Korean project had quit. And I was the lucky one who is selected by my manager to send South Korea for commissioning of whole assembly line. I didn't feel ready. I was not sure that I could do this job. But my manager encouraged me to take this challenge. When I was only 25 years old, leading a multicultural team, we achieved our target successfully. And to be honest, I still go back and think, did we actually do that? This hesitation I experienced will be similar for many women, because research shows that women apply for a job if they meet 100% of qualifications. For men, 60% is enough. Even though I was not fully ready at that time, This responsibility allowed me to put many missions into operations across 6 different countries. My second lesson learned: don't wait to be 100% ready. Believe in yourself and own your own success. After this incredible 8 years in software engineering, and to be honest, it was like a work and travel program for me, I became first female maintenance leader in my organization. When I was announced, I received many phone calls. Everyone who congratulated me also added a question at the end, if I can do it or not. I believe that question asked with a good intention, but let's be honest. Women have a tendency to underestimate their own abilities, and these questions is just add a fuel to that fire. Because of this tendency, many women must prove their success to themselves first than the others. At the end of my second year in my maintenance task, one of our strategical initiatives has been started. We called Technology Laboratory, Tech Lab, and I'm one of the leaders of this organization where we are giving a second chance to the machines and enabling them to produce the hydrogen technologies for the automotive industry. Let me tell you, this is highly technical and a challenging task because machines are older than 20 years old and we have a limited budget. When I was assigned this task, I received many phone calls from the organization again. But everyone who congratulated me changed the question at the end. How they can be a part of this project. Today, I'm proud to share this story because Tech Lab is not just about technical achievements for me. It shows me that the organization's perception has changed from can you do it to you can do it. Repositioning of the words without any question mark. It was not just a verbal shift, it was a shift in our mindset. And with this mindset and with an incredible team, we achieved our target successfully against all challenges. Unfortunately, my generation is not going to change those numbers. There will be no 50% of women in the technical areas because there is no any significant changes for last 10 years. But I'm hopeful future generation can do it. I have 2 daughters, 5 and 8 years old, and they are always dreaming big. My older daughter is the only girl in her robotic class, and my younger one wants to be a scientist. And I want for them an equal opportunities when they start their business life. Equality is not about having a woman's toilet in a workplace, even though that could be a good start. Equality means for me to create an environment where their existence is never underestimated. For this reason, I always remember myself and my daughters. Believe in your power, hold on your path, and redefine success for women who come next.